So, I don't want to be the guy who accidentally doxes some of my friends on Instagram, but there have been some posts going around the gram lately that have been very popular. And none other than the folks on Puck Empire's Instagram account are we seeing posts that are indeed getting viral. This page, by the way, they have 30,000 posts, and they do a lot of the news. They post about a lot of the trades and the signings and the, personal lists, I guess you could say, because this is apparently hockey-related content. I'm not going to take shots at Puck Empire, don't worry. You can post whatever it is that you want online. That's kind of how I made a living, after all. But their rumor reports are always some of the most popular posts on the gram. And this one from a few days ago got me thinking. Okay, there are a whole bunch of players that are being linked to a whole bunch of different teams. And I wanted to talk about one particular name that was supposedly written out there by David Pagnotta. It is Anaheim Ducks forward Mason McTavish, and how, according to Pagnotta, the Sabres, Habs, Flames, and Flyers have been linked to him. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Not all of y'all will be thinking this, but some of y'all will be. Okay, Lego, you're getting this info from Puck Empire on Instagram. They're saying that David Pagnotta said this. Where exactly did David Pagnotta say this? Was it from a radio show? Was it a podcast? Was it an article? Don't worry, fam. I got you. I did the research myself and found the latest scoop on David Pagnotta's summer trade watch list for 2025. The article was recently updated as of July 3rd, 2025, and if we scroll down all the way past a whole bunch of the top names, we will see that same scoop that was posted about on Instagram. The 16th overall name on David Pagnotta's Summer Trade Watch List 2025 is Mason McTavish, and with the veteran additions the Ducks have made, some question how McTavish will be deployed this coming season under new head coach Joel Quenneville. There are teams curious about his future in Anaheim, and that have been poking around. Now, at the time of recording this audio, if you look at the timestamps of the videos we have uploaded, it's 1 a.m. at night here in Vancouver, Wednesday, July 9th, as I'm talking into this microphone. Right now, Mason McTavish does not have a contract. So we're going to make this commentary as if he doesn't have a contract. If he does have a contract by the time this video is public on YouTube, then I will look like a total fool. But Mason McTavish is a 22-year-old restricted free agent who does have the Sabres, the Canadiens, the Flames, and the Flyers all linked to him. I just gotta say right off the bat as well, I'm thinking, firstly, Philadelphia. I know a lot of folks who tune into these videos are Montreal Canadiens fans, but Philadelphia feels like a super underrated location for McTavish. Not only is there that connection with Trevor Zegras and Jamie Drysdale, but also the fact that Mason McTavish plays almost the exact type of hockey that Rick Tocchet demands out of his players. This is why I was so pessimistic on the Trevor Zegras trade over to Philadelphia, because I just don't think Tocchet is going to work well with Zegras at all. I don't think that a lot of what Zegras does, Tocchet vibes with, nor do I think that a lot of the skills that Tocchet brings out of his players, I don't think those are intrinsic talents that Trevor Zegras has as a player, nor do I think Matvei Michkov has those talents either. We will see, of course. There is absolutely a world where Rick Tocchet and Trevor Zegras both prove me wrong, and they have an amazing relationship, and Zegras plays the best hockey of his career under Tocchet in Philadelphia. It's possible. But if I were to place money on it, if I was a gambling man, which I'm not, but if I was, I would say that Mason McTavish would honestly be perfect for Tocchet. McTavish is a dog. He goes and goes and goes. He plays with pace. He plays with intensity. He plays with aggression. He has that leadership. He has point-producing ability. There's a lot to like out of Mason McTavish. He was drafted 3rd overall by Anaheim for a reason. Net front driven forward with a real knack for pouncing on loose pucks and banging rebounds home with an unrelenting work rate, making him a constant threat without the puck 2. McTavish thrives on finding space. Those instincts combined with a booming shot will allow him to pile up goals at any level. Mason McTavish, I think, would be the ultimate Rick Tocchet hockey player, and I'm not going to go out there and make any bold claims definitively, but if Mason McTavish were to spend the next 3-4 years of his hockey playing career under Rick Tocchet, I honestly do question if a JT Miller-like ceiling is accomplishable for this player and his profile. Maybe not necessarily 100 points, but like just the role and the tasks that he's given and the responsibility and the ice time, I can definitely see McTavish being like a JT Miller light type of player, maybe with a little bit less of a playmaking edge, but still with that aggression and that dog. I do think Philadelphia would be a good destination for him. But of course, there are 3 other teams that we can talk about as well that are also linked to McTavish. The Calgary Flames are in a really interesting spot because with Nazem Kadri's name bubbling up in a whole bunch of trade rumors, you might question whether or not this is the time for the Flames to potentially think about handing more of that ice time to these younger guys. We're already seeing Connor Zary playing a significant role. Matthew Coronado is out there. He's been looking pretty good. Morgan Frost just got a contract, but ultimately, I just don't really know if there's enough room for a guy like Mason McTavish to be able to win a spot and thrive. Not that Calgary wouldn't necessarily decide to use him, but I do just wonder if that room is there. Versus like Philadelphia, for example, I think, you got Noah Cates playing second-line center, and Christian Dvorak is there on your third line. You got Tyson Forrester and Bobby Brink in your top 6. There's room in Philadelphia. You can say the same thing about the Buffalo Sabres as well. Right now, Yuri Kulich is listed as first-line center. Now that JJ Peterka is gone, you've got a whole bunch of dudes that need to fill in spots, with Justin Danforth and Josh Doan rounding out that bottom 6. Now, no disrespect to Justin Danforth and Josh Doan. Once upon a time, we did make a YouTube video talking about how Danforth was somebody that was praised by Sidney Crosby back when Danforth was a Blue Jacket. That was a conversation we had a long time ago. But for a team like Buffalo, I do think that Mason McTavish's presence would be welcomed. You can debate whether or not he would be thrusted into a winning position, though. I get it, there are a lot of younger dudes like Josh Norris, like Josh Doan, Kulich. Zach Benson is over here as well, and you used to have Peterka. There are enough young guys where you can say, yeah, this core can grow together, this core can develop chemistry together, etc. I just don't know if I'm too confident that Buffalo is going to be able to make it work in the ways that we hope it will. But for the Montreal Canadiens, the final team that was talked about as being linked to Mason McTavish, we all know that there is a bright and open spot right there on that second-line C for McTavish should he find his way to Montreal. A top 6 with Caulfield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, Laine, Demidov, and McTavish would be awesome. Even if you took Laine, you swapped him out with Bolduc, and you had Bolduc on the second line and Laine on the third. There would be some tremendous scoring depth and hard-to-play-against-ness that the Canadiens would be adding into their lineup with this kind of a transaction. Any second-line center that is young and who is effective is going to be attractive to Montreal Canadiens fans. It is automatic, it is a given, it is happening. But Mason McTavish, I think, is one of the better ones who happens to be only 22 years old. So there certainly is more of an untapped potential for upside that exists within McTavish and his game here. So ultimately, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about David Pagnotta's update over here and a lot of the discourse surrounding Mason McTavish. Let's go back over onto the Instagram page that we had spoken about over here. Puck Empire does a lot of these posts and a lot of these kind of updates as to players that are being linked to teams, and this is what I've been talking about, man. Like, I don't want to give away the secret sauce to finding video topics every single day, but look at this. If you just follow this gosh darn Instagram account, you go through this entire post, you scroll through, every single one of these updates is a video topic. Like, every single thing here we can make a video about, and fans of those teams will tune in because, hey, Dougie Hamilton, he's going to get traded. Whoa, that's incredible. Like, there are a number of things that we can talk about. People say the offseason is dead. Yeah, it is, because nothing technically happens. But that doesn't mean there are no things to talk about. You just got to be looking at the right places. So, with all that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Sabres, Canadiens, Flames, and Flyers being linked to Mason McTavish? What are your thoughts on the trade price? What are your thoughts on the player himself? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.